like in a relationship,
Okay.
then this is the one that I'm still confused about,
Mm-hmm.
is that um, not to be an ownership relationship.
What is that now?
Well, like taking a vow,
Okay.
having a contract,
Okay.
uh, you know, uh, not seeing other people when
Okay.
you're with each other,
Okay.
those kind of
So that's the
relationship.
more traditional ones.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
what you mean?
like
Uh-huh.
yeah, and so like when you fall in love, what
Mm-hmm.
does that look like?
Mm.
Are you supposed to own that person? Are they
Mm.
doing what you say? Or, those kind of old ideas,
I see.
old-fashioned ideas.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to erase that myself.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of MyattJazz. I'm Renee Myatt, your host. Today, I'm excited to be talking to Kim Kalesti. Kim is a multi-talented artist, and she actually expands the definition of what it means to be an artist. So today, you're going to hear why some have called her a visionary. So sit back, relax, listen to this episode as we get to know Kim Kalesti. Good afternoon.
Good
Kim
afternoon.
Kalesti, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me
Man,
here.
I am so excited. I have been doing so much research about you,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like thrilled to be talking to you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well,
Thank you.
you are, as I said, you're multi-talented. The audience doesn't know yet, but they're about to.
Oh,
So I understand you grew up in Pueblo, Colorado.
yes,
Okay,
I was
okay.
born and yeah, I haven't grown up yet, but I did spend some time there. Like the first 16 years of
Oh,
my life.
oh, okay, all right. So did you go to high school in Pueblo?
I almost graduated and then we moved to
Oh,
Houston for a few years.
oh, that's a move.
Yeah.
So you went to school. So you graduated high school in Texas,
I
Houston,
didn't
Texas.
graduate.
Okay, okay. So there's a story there. Sounds like.
Well, I didn't want to graduate because then that means I had to go to work.
Oh, so
No, I mean it was one of those things. I went to HSPVA, the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, the same school that Beyonce graduated from and
oh,
other people.
okay.
We call the years I went there the vintage years. So
I see.
1975.
Okay, okay. There was a difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at that time, I was already performing
Oh,
from an early age, like from like 5 or 6. I was in productions. So when I went to that school, because it was new and it wasn't part of the Board of Ed yet,
okay.
um, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be performing, and so I got some work when I was 16 singing with a big band
Look at
at
you.
society, big society like parties and stuff.
Yes, yes.
And they threw me out of school for it.
What, you were in violation of a school rule or something?
Yes, yes. And I
Really?
guess my mom didn't, she wasn't bold enough to like ask,
Okay.
why they did that.
Right.
But later during my 40th high school reunion, I found that out.
Oh,
That I was going against the rules, and they were afraid that they were going to, that the board, if that was one of the rules, and I
okay.
didn't know it.
Wow. So wait, you've been performing since the age of 5.
Yeah.
Now I heard some story about you were in a park when you were 5 with your mother, and there was a band performing, and you say, I'm going to go up and sing with the band.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes later, you're on the stage
I
singing with
was
the
on
band?
stage singing, yeah.
How did, you're 5 years old. How did,
I just knew, I was born to sing.
really?
Yeah.
Now, do you come from a musical background, meaning your parents, grandparents?
My mom, she played the
Okay.
violin,
Okay.
and she always gave us dance classes, when we were younger, and I had 2 older sisters, so we
Okay.
had to act. We're the Kalesti sisters.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And so were you singing? Was this a
I
singing
was
act?
dancing, and I was the shortest one.
Okay.
And then eventually singing. So we did a lot of shows.
Okay.
We were even on like Colorado Springs Channel 5 for the.
Really?
Yeah, we were like, we were doing our thing.
Well,
Yeah.
and how old were you when you guys are performing?
I was 5 or 6, and then I was in the city production.
Okay.
I was Little Eva in what show was that? The King and I.
Okay, okay.
I was like 6 or
Wow.
7 or like that, something like that.
Wow. So it's you, two sisters, is it?
My two older sisters.
Two older sisters, and there's a brother too?
Yeah, my younger brother and my
Oh.
younger sister.
Okay, so the total of 5 of you.
Yeah.
Okay, and is everybody musically inclined?
My sister Michelle,
Okay.
we used to do acts together.
Singing or dancing or both?
Well, she was really good at comedy and stuff, and
Okay.
one time we got hired to do a shower,
Okay.
a wedding shower, and so she dressed up like a guy, and I dressed up like a girl, and she had to, she was really good at that. So
Oh,
we
okay.
did different characters together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. So when you were like growing up in the household, so your mom, I understand she played the violin. Now, did she take lessons or was she taught? Was she self-taught?
No, she took lessons.
Okay.
I guess she started when she was like 10 or 11.
Okay.
But at 12, she played the Hollywood Bowl
Really?
in California. She,
Oh.
because she's from Colorado,
Okay.
and she lived in the mountains, and then she moved to Pueblo
Mm-hmm.
with her parents, and she was really good at the violin.
Mhm.
So she got to play the Hollywood Bowl Youth Symphony.
Very nice.
And because her father worked for the train, the railroad,
Mhm.
Santa Fe, I think it was a Santa Fe, she got a free ride on the
Mhm.
train with a borrowed dress
I see. Okay.
to go to California to
Wow.
play the Hollywood Bowl. So she's actually the first one touring musician.
Very nice. Very nice. Now I understand. Was it her father who played the accordion? Your grandfather?
Yeah, my grandfather, yeah.
So okay. So music is in the family since grandparent days, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did he encourage your mother to play the violin? Was that the instrument of choice?
That was what she was supposed to do.
Oh.
It wasn't a question.
Oh.
It was,
she could.
yeah, it was like, strict.
I see. I see. He says you're going to learn the violin, and that was the end of the story.
Yeah, she had talents, for it.
Okay.
So that was it.
So when your mother sees you, like at age 5, like roaming around singing on top of coffee tables and that sort of thing,
Right.
does she say, "Okay, we're going to cultivate this"?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Yeah. And so when I was like, I guess down the road after a few shows, I went to, she called this woman, happened to be a really wonderful teacher,
Okay.
and that she was a professional singer as well, and she traveled all around the world singing.
Is that
And she-
Roberta?
Roberta Arwood. Oh, you really did a lot of research. Oh my God. Yeah. And she just happened by the stroke of whatever, magic, happened to be in our town.
But she sang opera, right?
She sang opera. Yeah.
Ah, but she taught just singers in general, I guess, not necessarily people who want to be opera singers.
Yeah. Well, she taught me how to preserve my voice, because she said, you already know how to sing.
Ah,
So I'm going to teach you how to preserve your voice, to use your diaphragm.
ah,
So I can hold out a note forever.
really?
Yeah, my voice never gets tired because of her.
Look at that.
That's what I learned from her. But
That's-
we did all the Italian arias and stuff.
Well, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
really wonderful. So how long did you study with her?
I guess for a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And then I was in a choir with this fancy guy from Austria came to conduct
Oh, okay.
in Pueblo with the symphony, and I was in the choir.
Mm.
And he says, "Oh, I heard you sing, but your heart's not in classical music."
He
That's what
knew
he
it.
told me.
I see. And was he right?
Yeah, I think so. But I like any kind of music.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to sing anything.
Ah. Now, what about your father? Was he a musician at all?
My father is very creative and innovative.
In
Yes.
terms of what now?
Well, he he can fix anything.
Okay.
If you gave, like one time he fixed the wooden carousel, because there's only like 23 or a small amount of original wooden carousels, and he was very meticulous. He took every little part and fixed it.
Okay.
And he just did that. He was a perfectionist, and he innovated stuff. Like, we used to go to the dump every Saturday because he was an environmentalist before his time.
Is that right? Wait, what would he do at the
Because
dumpster?
we go out there and we find stuff that people throughout, and he'd pick. It was perfect stuff.
Yes.
And he'd bring it home and he'd fix it, and then he'd give it to somebody. And so one time he brought home a refrigerator and turned it into a smoker, and we smoked the turkey in there. Yeah, certain things like that. He was very clever.
Oh, wow.
He was before his time.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, your mother, I understand, is 90. Is your father still living?
No, he passed away in 2008.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay,
Oh,
I feel close to him.
okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now, all right. So you're kind of singing and dancing at what age? 16, I guess. Are you still in Texas at that point?
Yes, I was in Texas
Okay.
from 16 to like 19.
Okay. All right. And then at some point, where do you go from Texas?
Well, my mom, who was, helping me at the time,
Mm-hmm.
she got an agent to come out to a club that I was playing. I just learned how to play the piano. I only knew like 4 songs. So.
Now wait, did you take lessons? Piano lessons?
I wasn't like apt to like learning from other people.
Okay.
Kind of like had to learn stuff on my own.
Oh, so you're self-taught.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
everything that I've done, except for Roberta Arwood.
Okay.
And
So you're playing.
so I got a gig when I was 19 or 20 years old.
Mhm.
I got a gig in Sweden
Sweden.
for 6 months.
Did your mother get you that gig?
Yeah, I think she was trying to get rid of me.
6
So-
months.
6 months, yeah.
And so where'd you go?
I was playing the piano bars at like the Sheratons or like really fancy hotels.
Okay.
And I was in Stockholm and Luleå and Gothenburg. And Luleå was really amazing because that was really far up north where, they have a certain type of like Eskimo person up there, and it's really, really freezing cold. But it was the first time that I had ever been away from home.
Okay.
And I was by myself, and, it was quite an experience. But I did meet Stevie Wonder.
In Sweden.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to tell me about that.
Yeah, he came. He was coming into the hotel,
Uh-huh.
and I went up to him,
Uh-huh.
and he was really sweet and charming, and he asked me what my astrological sign was.
That's something. What is your
Yeah.
astrological sign?
Cancer
Oh,
with
okay.
Leo.
Rising.
Yeah. And what's yours?
Aquarius.
Oh, okay.
Age of Aquarius.
Yes, of course. The one that's going to save us.
Yes. So you meet Stevie Wonder while you're in Sweden, of all places. So you're there for 6 months, and then you come back where? To,
I came back to, I was visiting
Okay.
Marion in New York.
okay.
And
Now, so you meet Marion at some point. So hold on, we skipped in the story.
we skipped Marion.
Yes. But you're 19. Do you meet Marion at age when you're 19? Or
I just got divorced from a marriage when I was 19.
okay, so you got married at 19.
Yeah, and divorced like very soon after.
Like very soon after, like 2 weeks?
Maybe a year,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
But then Marion came to Houston,
Uh-huh.
and, I had already been working. I worked with Kirk Whalum, before he went with Whitney Houston.
Ah.
He was in Houston.
Oh, sure.
And
So you sang with Kirk Whalum?
yeah, I have him on one of my recordings from 1979.
Is
A
that
song
Hello Daydream? That
Yeah.
one?
Oh, you really did your research. Yeah, that's Kirk
Yes.
and flute.
Very nice.
That's the first time I ever wrote a song and produced it myself.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So
Yeah.
you wrote a song. I imagine you're protected by copyright, I would hope.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, as in what George Clinton told me, he said, it doesn't matter who steals your stuff, Kim, because then you could just sue him later. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
We're going to come to George Clinton because I understand there's a
Okay.
good story behind him. So at 19 you got married at 19. You got married at 18 and then divorced at 19.
I was something like that.
Okay, it's been a long time, I guess.
Yeah, I was just married for like a year.
Okay, was your husband a
He
musician?
was really nice. He was real nice. He was a photographer.
Oh,
He took a lot of nice pictures of me. He took really good care of me.
yeah, that's nice. What's his name?
Jack Shaw.
Yeah, is he still around?
I don't know. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen him on Facebook lately.
Oh, okay.
I hope he's well.
Okay.
He's a really nice guy. He was real nice to me.
All right. So didn't work out, and
Yeah.
then so where do you meet Marion Cowings?
Well, he came to Houston because he had somebody couldn't do a gig, and they said, "Well, can you do this gig for me?"
Okay.
And so my sister's husband at the time, Marty,
Uh-huh.
he was a real huge jazz fan,
Okay.
and he had everybody's album.
Wow.
And so that's how I learned about jazz, really.
Really?
Like real straight ahead jazz.
I see.
Because
Okay.
my mom, she used to listen to the popular music of the 40s,
Mhm.
which they didn't call jazz back then.
Right.
Right, they just called it popular music.
Yes,
which
yes.
is Nat King Cole and all the wonderful singers.
Right.
But he's the one that turned me on to Rashawn Roland Kirk and so many more. And so he said there's this bebop guy
Uh-huh.
that came from New York, and he's at Roscoe's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd already played all the venues in
Okay.
Houston, and I knew all the musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out to see him, and he was singing,
Yeah.
and we got to talking, and the joke was that he found out that I have a car and a PA system, so he decided that he was going to be my best friend.
That was it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the magnet.
Yeah. So then after that, I kept visiting New York
Okay.
and staying with him,
Oh, okay.
just as like friends.
All right. And how old are you at that point, though?
I was like 24.
Okay. All right. So you were back and forth between New York and I
in
guess Houston. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
after I came back from Sweden.
Okay. So you were, let's say, just learning about jazz then when kind of Marty tells you.
Yeah, like Lambert Hendrickson Ross.
Yes.
That kind of like straight ahead bebop.
Yes.
Two horn, Horace Silver and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then when I went to high school, I was really learning more, and
Mm-hmm.
I got together with some other musicians
Okay.
from the high school, and we did some of that music.
Okay. So were you learning jazz then, I guess, on the bandstand, I guess. Is that
pretty
right?
much, yeah.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah.
and so you were taken by it? I mean, was something you were attracted to? Was the jazz music?
Yeah, I mean, as a creative person or a person
Okay.
in general,
Okay.
we're all creative people.
Yes, yes.
That you just gravitate towards certain things, and you find it fascinating,
Mhm.
and you have an urgency to want to know more about it.
Now let's talk about that. You are a creative person. What does that mean?
That means that I don't have a real set title
Okay.
as far as marketing.
So someone wouldn't necessarily call you a jazz artist. That's the
No, I
kind of
don't like
title
that.
you talk. You don't like that.
No, I don't like to be
Uh-huh.
called it.
Yeah, you don't like to be
jazz
pegged.
singer.
I understand.
No, I don't.
Yeah. So
I think it stunts growth
Mhm.
in that person.
Uh-huh.
A creative person is somebody that has a desire to be understood
Mm.
and finds ways to do that.
Okay. And so would you say that's kind of been your life's work or calling?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, once I heard that being an artist
Mhm.
means to provoke thought,
Mm.
that changed the whole world for me.
Now, did someone tell you that or you read
Yeah.
that? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Who was
I heard it along the line. I don't know where I heard
Okay.
it, but
And say it
you know,
again so we have to understand.
being an artist is to provoke thought
Uh-huh.
and to be in the moment where you're creating work that elicits what's going on in your environment in the moment.
Mm.
And it's different from when you're just a song stylist, where you're taking songs that were written in the early 1900s or whatever age,
Mhm.
and you're trying to make them your own
Mm.
with who you are
Okay.
in the moment now,
Uh-huh.
right? So being a creative person means that all your work reflects all of who you are
Mhm.
and what your environment has influenced
Uh-huh.
upon you.
Now that's interesting because let's see. I also understand you're an artist. Do you paint or you draw? Or?
I do, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Lately, I guess I did maybe 1,000 portraits in their watercolor portraits.
I've seen some of your work online.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very good.
Oh, thanks.
And so when you're creating in that vein, like drawing with what is it that's happening? You're saying are you expressing life in that moment? Is that what it is?
I'm holding memory.
Okay.
I'm holding memory and create and um, ex- expounding on that person's spirit
Okay.
and showing them how beautiful they are.
Okay. So who have you painted, just so the audience gets an understanding of?
I did Audra McDonald.
That's a great story there.
I've done Andy Einhorn. Her. I've done Brian Newman and his family.
Okay.
Many people that
Yeah.
just that I just became friends with.
And so is there something that inspired you to draw these folks? Were they just in your space, or how did that come about?
Well, the portrait stuff happened during the pandemic, and there was a friend. Well, he was an acquaintance, but he's a friend now. He said, "Oh, Kim, I saw some of your work because I used to just draw people from my imagination, and he wanted me to do his mom for Mother's Day.
Okay.
So, and he gave me a little paragraph about her and what she liked and what she, what kind of personality and stuff. And so I drew this, I guess it was about 11 by 14 watercolor, and they're very whimsical. And I drew her with all her favorite things and everything.
Okay.
And then he posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I started getting all these requests,
Wow.
to do portraits. And so I got a system to where I could do a lot of them, because one Mother's Day I had like 50
Wow.
to do, and I only had like 2 weeks to do it. So yeah, and so I decided to do 8 by 10 watercolors because they fit right perfectly into the envelope.
Yes.
And it's all by donation.
Oh, okay.
So everybody and anybody can have one.
That's very generous of you. By donation.
Yeah. And it was, that's how I started with the portraits.
Now, again, is this one of these talents that you're self-taught, or you took art lessons somewhere?
No, it was self-taught.
Wow.
I mean, things aren't that, unless I'm going to do brain surgery, I don't think, for me, like art is something that we just do. Fine artists, of course, that's a whole different story. I'm more of what George Clinton says, artsy fartsy, not a fine artist.
Now wait,
which is good. I like the artsy fartsy.
Now, are you good friends with George Clinton?
Yeah, but we haven't seen each other for a long time. Yeah, I was really, really good friends with him.
I heard that
I'm not was, but I am still a good friend.
Yeah, I heard that you were at his place or something. You guys were singing American standards. Is that?
Oh yeah, that's a whole story. Yeah.
No, I guess I'm surprised that George Clinton would be singing standards.
Oh, he loves standards. One of his favorite songs is "Time After Time."
Ah, it's a beautiful song. Wow. So what? You guys spent the afternoon kind of just singing standards?
Well, we're getting a little ahead of it.
Yes.
But, like after Marion and I broke up, I was in my 40s, and I was like breaking out. Like I gotta really find a song to sing, and I gotta find a life that I can. Like I have to find my authenticity, because when we're with somebody, you kind of become them as well, and you portray this character to fit into the situation, and it's not quite you.
Now that's interesting, because so you and Marion performed duets for like, I don't know, maybe a decade or
14 years.
And then you guys had a standing gig at Lincoln Center.
Yeah.
Right?
We the thing is that like I knew back in the days, like if women because I already had a huge career when I met Marion.
Okay.
I felt like it was huge. I was making money and taking care of myself.
Uh-huh.
But when we started dating or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I don't want to just date.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to waste my time.
Mm.
Like, I wouldn't, you know, it's like a bank account. You know, I want to have some interest. So I don't want to put my time into nothing.
Got it.
I was ready. I've always been enthusiastic. So I'll say, we're gonna get married, we're gonna have children, but
This is you talking to Mary.
Yeah. Because some guys like that.
I guess he was one of them.
Yeah.
And so you essentially, proposing, I guess, as it were, to him,
Yeah.
and he said yes, or something to that
It
effect.
wasn't that easy, but yeah, eventually.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking, like, if we're gonna do this
Okay.
marriage and the kids, we need to do it together. Because I ain't staying home.
Mm.
We're gonna do 50-50 in this situation.
And this was a discussion before the kids got here,
Yeah,
right?
kind of, pretty much.
Okay.
So we started singing together. Our first engagement was at the Green Street Cafe, and that was a really popular place.
Okay.
And we sang, and it was like, oh, sounds good, And we worked on our blend, so we sound like one voice.
Okay.
And then we started in this whole career, like all we thought about was our career, raising kids.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, and on Mott Street, where I still live.
Wow.
And that's what we did. And we made a pact. It was like, we're artists,
Okay.
and we're not going to use the kids as excuses not to be artists. And I would say, I recommend it only to people that have a desire and a passion for their art.
Okay.
And that understand how to stretch a nickel.
Right. Because
Because
how do you do that? I mean, you're raising two kids,
It was hard.
right? Because let me see, when you guys were married, you're living in, like you said, Mott Street, right? This is 1980 something or other.
80,
Yeah.
Kids were born in 84 and 85.
And so this is the Lower East Side, right? Is that?
Yeah, it was
how-
dirty. Was really dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
We had, when we went out, we had wood on the windows so nobody could come in.
Oh.
There, we were really broke. Like, we ate a lot of rice and beans and stuff like that.
Right.
When we had the babies, like a lot of our fans were doctors and stuff, so they gave us their sample milk.
Oh, wow. Yes.
I mean, and then the way that we paid the dentists and stuff, that we used to go to Club Med, for vacations with the kids. So we would take the dentist and then we would do bartering.
Really?
And then with the musicians, when we had our big band, because we had a big band and we had a lot of arrangements, we would go out and we would barter, whatever we could to get an arrangement. So we have arrangements by Walter Davis Jr. and Bobby Watson and Dave Lalama and those all the cats. And
what were you bartering? What was the exchange?
anything, like just about anything. But a lot of them, they just gave us the arrangements because they loved us. They saw that we were really serious.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the fellows that I mentioned they just came to town.
Oh.
So we hired a lot of people that just came to town.
Right. They're trying to break in.
Yes.
Ah.
We had so many musicians. I had Mulgrew Miller and Carl Allen, Kenny Garrett. It's just a lot.
Yes.
And we recorded our first album because Don Elliott, he gave us a free studio time, and we just had to talk 16 musicians into going upstate for nothing, and we did.
You did. 16 musicians.
Yeah, because it was 2 different sessions, and we had a big band called the Euphoria Orchestra, and there was one of each horn in a rhythm section.
Okay.
And so we had all these musicians, and they just believed in us, and we just had so much energy and enthusiasm that we just piled them up in a van, went up to Connecticut, recorded this album called Inside. And that's the first album that we produced on our own record label in 1983 called Good Guys Music, Guise, Good Guys Music.
That was the name of the label?
Our label, and the record was called Inside.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's a term, it's a jazz term, that when you play within the changes, you're playing inside. Yeah, so we call it Inside.
Nice. So everybody at this point, I mean, 16 musicians, is everybody young? Because usually you have that youth energy that wherever the gig is, I'm going.
Yeah.
So is it that kind of thing? You guys have that youth energy because you're in your 20s, I guess, maybe early 30s even?
Yeah, I was 27, but Marion was 38.
Okay.
Because he's 11 years older than me.
Oh, okay. New information. So, all right. So then when you guys are kind of on the scene, though, I guess you guys are considered the youngsters? Are you the...
We were the youngsters, and we had the... everybody was all the jazz innovators and every great musician, Dizzy Gillespie and Betty Carter and Carmen McRae, Sarah Vaughan.
Now, did you guys perform with these folks?
We performed with them and on the same festivals as them.
Got it. Okay.
And Clark Terry.
Oh yes.
And a lot of them became our friends, and they would give us names of people to call
Were they like to
get gigs.
Were they like your mentors?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I never thought of it that way, but they were a lot older than us.
Sure, right.
And they were our mentors.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're recognizing talent, so I would imagine they are trying to put you in touch with whomever and everyone. That's a beautiful thing.
Like what we got in, and that's when we went out. It was always about networking. We were having fun, but we were just really serious.
Yes.
So we were, and we used to go to Bradley's.
Tell me about that.
Bradley's is it's a place, a bar on University Place.
Okay.
And it used to be owned by Bradley. I forget his first name, but they only had piano and bass. That's it. Only piano and bass. So you'd go in and you'd listen to Hank Jones, or Walter Davis Jr., Kenny Barron, all the guys that were around, and then the bass, all the fabulous bass players, Ron Carter and Eddie Gomez, and there you'd have filmmakers and writers, all of the culture from New York City would go there.
In Bradley's, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's that whole creative. Anyone creative was kind of at that place at some point.
Yeah. Tony Bennett. Andy Warhol. Everybody was coming in from all different aspects of creativity.
Wow. So there you are, kind of meeting, rubbing shoulders with these folks. Oh, how interesting is that?
Yeah. And then we got invited, to one time at the Blue Note, it was Tony Bennett's birthday. And so we got to sing. And then backstage, it was really good. There was Jack Jones.
Wow.
I think it was... I don't know if not Billy Eckstein. It seems like he was there, but Lambert Henderson Ross.
Yes.
Well, Lambert wasn't there because he was passed away, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
John Hendricks and Andy Ross, and I mean, it was just
so many people. It sounds like
everybody was famous. Everybody was an innovator.
Yeah.
Of jazz.
Right.
They were all there. And then Marion got a week at Lush Life. That was another place.
Yeah.
That was on, remember that place?
I've heard of it, yes. I maybe
wasn't
around
God.
then.
Lush Life. He got a week there, and then he invited me on his stage.
Oh.
So every night there was amazing, like Milt Jackson, Earl Gardner, I think Philly Joe. Was Philly Joe maybe? But
that's
Eartha Kitt came, and I was really, I was so scared.
So wait, Eartha Kitt was in the audience?
She was in the audience.
And you're singing.
I'm going to be singing, and I was like, Marion, I don't know. Like, she's right in the front of the stage. And I was like, I was really scared. And he goes, just make her cry. Sing a ballad and make her cry.
Wow.
So
And?
I did, because I'm really good at singing ballads.
Well, you know the question, did you make her cry?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She liked me.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh, Johnny Hartman was there.
No kidding.
Yeah. Because I went around with a music book, and I got people's autographs.
Wow. Do you still have that?
I think I do. I hope it didn't fade. You know how sometimes those
the pages,
things,
and the
fades,
ink. Right.
I just remember everybody being there. Like,
But it must have been something, because Marion had the gig at Lush Life, and then he invites you. So to have an artist who's the kind of the main attraction, so to speak, to invite another artist, that must be huge.
yeah, but it felt normal to me because I'd already been on a lot of good stages.
Okay.
I was already I know how to sing. You know? It's one thing I always knew. Singing was just something that was part of me.
Okay. So how many albums did you and Marion produce or issue?
Well, we produced the Inside album in 1983, and then we did the last album, which I had there's stuff in between. But the last album was like in 1969, 1996, and I had it in my dresser, so I put it on Bandcamp, and I called it Before the Breakup.
Oh.
And it was really amazing music. Really, Marion wrote lyrics to one of Kenny Barron's songs,
No kidding.
Joanne Julia, about his wife, and we did a lot of Two-Horn Horace Silver songs. We did an original by Walter Davis Jr. called, I can't remember the name of it. So in between that is a whole life.
Got it.
In between that 1983 album
and 1996.
1996 album, there was a whole huge life right there.
And so let's talk about that whole huge life.
So we had to devise ways of getting work.
Okay.
Because when we first put the album out, an Inside album, Rhonda Hamilton from WBGO played it.
Wow.
And because it was on the radio, we started getting more credibility.
Yes.
Because we had credibility with the musicians.
Right. But not with the public, I guess, right?
Right. With the producers, people. So then we started inventing ways of getting these high-profile gigs, and one of the ways was because Clark Terry became a friend, and just Stuart Troop from New York Newsday, who was a friend of ours as well, because he liked us, and so we got this gig at the Whippoorwill. It was a new club, and we hired Clark. And then we asked Clark if we can say that he hired us.
Okay.
Instead,
yes. Right.
And so he said that would be fine. So it was like Clark Terry featuring Marion Cowings and Kim Kalesti. And so, and because of that, we had all of these amazing people come out, because Clark Terry is huge.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And we had James Baldwin. I got to meet James Baldwin.
Wow.
And I mean, just so many people. I just can't remember everybody, but it was a whole week. And we had this fabulous band, and, you know, he featured us, you know. And then Stuart Troop wrote a big article about us in the New York Newsday. And then John S. Wilson, he wrote about us. Well, that's a different story, but he wrote about us when we were at Fat Tuesdays, when we subbed for Stan Getz, because he couldn't make it. But yeah, and then there was a woman there that came, Jean Bach.
Okay.
And she was friends with Vanderbilt and Bobby Short. And she loved us. She absolutely fell in love with us. And she loved Clark. So she asked if she could put a party together for us. She lived, I think she passed away, maybe, I'm not sure. in Washington Mews.
Okay.
You know, those beautiful townhouses like north of Washington Square Park.
Okay, yeah.
She lived there. And
Impressive.
she and her husband was an A&R person for some record label.
Okay.
And she knew Bobby Short and all those people. So she said, I want to put a party together for you, and I'm going to invite all the press, all the critics, all, you know, the famous musicians,
Yes.
all the musicians that we know, and the record producers, because you need to have a record deal,
Wow.
right?
Guardian angel.
So, yeah. And so that night we were doing a Jack Klein Singers series at Loeb Student Center, which was on the opposite side of Washington Square Park. And I remember after doing the concert, I still had my outfit with my fringe pants and my bustier, my bolero jacket with the long flying
sleeves, beads,
and in my high heels I used to wear, walking, and Marion had his tuxedo on, you know, his tails and white tie, walking across Washington Square Park to our party.
What a sight.
And we walked in, and, you know, like, it was just, everybody was there.
Wow.
And we sang, and she had waiters, and, you know, everything was
goodness,
catered.
yes.
It was like a Cinderella story, right? And so the next morning, we got a call from Kiyoshi Boxman Koyama, who is the editor of Swing Journal in Japan.
Okay.
And he said he wanted to produce us on it. And he said he'd only...
Was he at the party?
Yeah. And he only had one other person that he ever produced, and that was Helen Merrill. And that he was the editor of Swing Journal, but he wanted to produce us on MRC label. And that was 1991. And we went in the studio with Kenny Barron, Eddie Gomez, Al Foster, Gary Bartz, Marion, and I.
Wow, heavy hitters.
And they were happy because they had seen us struggle for like 10 years or something.
Got it.
And they were like, you guys sound hungry. So we did it all. We did it live to 2-track. It was a DAT tape at that time.
Oh, okay.
Instead of like the 2-inch tapes that we did the first album with.
Right. You mean, what's
Don
that, the reel to
Elliott.
reel? No.
Yeah, that was reel to reel.
Okay.
It was a 2-inch tape, and, you know, they weighed like 1,000 pounds.
Right.
To this DAT tape.
Yes.
It was and it was live to 2-track. So we only did one take, pretty much, because, you know, you have these cats, and Alphonse says, I'm not doing more than like 2 takes.
I see.
And I'm like, well, that's good, because I only like 1 take.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we did that album, and that was a huge success in Japan.
Wonderful.
We were famous in Japan.
Look at that.
Not
And then
in
had you traveled to Japan at all?
We went to Japan. We went there in 1992. We did all the Blue Notes in Fukuoka, and what was the other? Tokyo, and one other place. So we have a table. You know, where they make you sign a table, and then you have to take pictures with the table. It's really funny.
Oh, they do that in Japan. Is that it? Oh.
So later, just recently, like 2 years ago, Alex was there with the hot sardines, and he found our table.
With your name sign.
Yeah.
Now,
it was still there.
Now, Alex is your son.
A.C. Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was curious what the A.C. stood for.
Yeah, A.C., yeah.
Okay. Is that his stage name, or is that an abbreviation?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have, so this is a nice segue into raising 2 children. How were you able to do that? That is, you know, my question.
It was the
you guys
hardest.
are performing, you're working musicians, and you have 2 kids. You take the kids wherever you go? Is that what happened?
Yeah, we did. They had Tommy Flanagan's wife babysat. They had a couple of clowns, professional clowns. They had,
Okay.
you know, they had They had professional musician babysitters.
Uh-huh.
We took them everywhere. We just didn't take them to Japan. That was the only time.
Okay.
And then when we did North Sea, we didn't take them then because they were like 9 or 10 years
Right,
old.
right.
Before, we took them all over. We took them. They were in the side of the theater, the stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were with us.
That is really something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they really grew up in the music business.
Yeah, Alex's first bed was a suitcase.
No
It
kidding.
was in St. Croix. I gave birth in St. Croix because we had a gig there.
Whoa.
And so we put a blanket in the suitcase, and that's where I slept.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some story.
It's crazy now I think about it. I don't know what I was doing.
Wow. Wow.
You know, certain things you just do. Like I've never really had a plan all my whole life. I just go by my intuition and following my, singing and music and just making it work.
Right, right.
However that is. And I mean, I didn't really know. I just knew that Mary and I just knew that the kids, all they needed was love, food, and shelter. They didn't need all those excessive things. And so we just made it work until it didn't work.
Wow. So were you guys homeschooling the kids? I mean,
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, so all right. So even though you took them, I guess, to gigs, they still were going at that age. They're going to school.
Well, it was okay in elementary school, but like during junior high, it kind of got problematic because in the public school system, if you miss so many days,
yes,
then you don't get to go to certain high schools. So that's what happened with AC.
Oh, what do you mean?
Because he was playing the trumpet and trombone and tap dancing. And then they were always with us. So when he went to audition for LaGuardia High School, he passed the audition, but I'm not going to name any names, but it was the guy that was the head of the instrumental department decided that he missed too many days of school and that they wouldn't let him in the school. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a heartbreaker.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Because the high schools in New York really are not good. There's only a few of them, and they're high pressured for the kids.
Right. Wow. So where did he wind up going to high school?
He went to talent. He went to what is that? City Unlimited or something where they get.
I'm not sure.
Where they get they have regular jobs.
Oh.
And then they get credit for being on that job.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's in Manhattan. Is that?
Yeah, I think it's City something.
Okay, and so
I can't remember.
So he wound up going there, and then he graduated from there.
Yes, it was like really hard.
Why?
Because he was determined that he was going to graduate.
Oh.
In fact, but the school system was so bad everywhere he went that it was hard, because of certain situations that happened.
So he was determined, and
he finally graduated.
Okay, all right. So now I did see a clip. I think maybe it was back in 1989 where you were taking the kids. They're like with no height on them, taking them to the park.
Yeah.
And that was just a beautiful clip. I think your daughter's, is that her song behind that clip?
Yes, she wrote that song for us called For Them.
It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. And that's just a lovely picture of you guys.
Oh, thanks.
Now, I understand based on, maybe it wasn't that particular setting in the park, but you wrote a song.
I write a lot of songs.
Yes, but this one in particular, I Love Today.
I Love Today. Yeah.
That song you wrote.
I did.
When did you write that?
I wrote that maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was walking down the street with Emily, and it was a beautiful day, and I was like, I love today. And I went home and I wrote that song. And then I never forced my kids into like doing any music with me, but she asked if we could do a video of her and I singing it.
Okay.
And I said, Yeah, because you always wait, for those moments. Like,
Yes, you don't want to force it.
No, you don't want to.
Right,
'Cause,
right.
I mean, that's a whole. I mean, there's a whole different, huge story between about the kids being successful in the music.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole story.
Okay.
Huge story.
All right, we'll have to get to that. Yeah.
But I never. They know I like to do that.
Okay.
And since they knew that, I knew that I didn't have to ever mention it ever again.
Okay, got it.
So
Was this during the pandemic when you guys recorded the?
no, it's
No?
after.
Okay. So she asked
So
to.
yeah, so we recorded that
Uh-huh.
"I Love Today" together,
Uh-huh.
and then she put it on TikTok, and so we get a DM from Audra McDonald.
Mm-hmm. Did you think that was real when you got the DM?
Well, I didn't even, like for my whole history, I never knew who anybody was.
Okay.
Because I'm really bad at recognizing people and
Okay.
remembering names and knowing that.
Okay.
But Emily knows, she can recognize, she's worked for the FBI. It's like she recognizes everybody and remembers everybody's name.
Okay.
So she said, we got this, I said, well, I got this, this DM from Instagram or from,
This is you talking to her, talking to Emily.
Yeah, I said from Audra McDonald, and she freaked out. Emily freaked out. She's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, why are you so excited about this? She goes, Mom, I need you to be more excited about this. And so I started looking her up instead.
I see. You weren't aware at that point really who Audra McDonald was.
No.
And so once you find out from your daughter who she is, then this message from Audra McDonald says what?
She said, oh, hi, Kim. I really love your song. Andy and I were trying to find a song like this, that really means something of, how we feel today and, something positive to sing. And we're going to be doing this big all these concerts around the world and everything. And would you let us sing it?
Did you have to think twice?
And I was like, of course you can, because
right.
besides her just being famous, but
Yes.
anybody can sing my songs.
Yes.
I'm always great, even if if it's a woman in her kitchen singing.
Yes.
I send her the music. So but then so Emily made me aware of this is a big deal.
Yes,
You need to get
yes.
more excited.
Yes, absolutely.
So I said, okay, well, I'll send her the music.
Okay.
And then a couple of weeks went by, and then Audra, she emailed and said, well, I'm gonna premiere your song in Denver, so and so date. And I was like, okay, well, who do we know that can videotape it?
Yes, right.
So we were thinking about it, and Jeremy Most, who's co-produced and did a lot of the albums with Emily. His parents live there.
Oh.
So we called him and it's like, Ruth, Audra McDonald's going to be premiering I Love Today. And, do you want to go? We'll even pay for your ticket. She says, I'm on my way over there right now. I already bought a ticket months ago.
Look at that.
So everything's working out
Absolutely.
just perfectly. And so we're like, okay, we'll try to get the video, She goes, no problem. So we were just excited. So it was late. It was kind of, in the evening or whatever. So we'd be like, let's just go to have something to eat. Just try to relax, go to sleep. So we went to sleep, and the next morning, there was a video from Ruth.
Yes.
And she got the introduction.
Yeah, the introduction is unbelievable. I mean,
10 minutes.
Audra McDonald is giving you your props. She tells how she got.
I feel like crying right now.
I mean, she tells a wonderful story about how
God.
her daughter follows your daughter on Instagram, or she saw you performing with your daughter and she loved the song and she sent you a DM. I mean, that was. And then she's talking about the song, the whole lead up, and then she sings it beautifully.
Oh my God.
Oh, she sings it beautifully. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow. So Emily's
We're
right.
like-
Could have been more excited.
Yeah, and she's just the sweetest, and Andy too. We've
Yeah.
become good
So now I was
friends.
going to say, you must have become good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we, Emily and I drove to Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia, I guess,
Uh-huh.
to see her.
Okay.
And so we were in the audience, like, and we were just sitting there, and she was singing, and her audience loves her. Like,
Yes.
she's so brilliant. So they're standing up every single time.
Song, right.
She's after every song, they're giving her a standing ovation. No, they even gave her a standing ovation when she walks out,
Right.
without B-sides even singing, right? So we're seeing this, and we're kind of getting used to it. We're getting into it. We're standing up too, because we're like, oh yeah, everybody's doing this, And so all of a sudden she goes into the introduction. And I was like, I went stiff, like, oh my God.
Did she know you were in the audience?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so she gives an introduction, and she says something like, and they're here tonight, and the only person that kind of, because she introduced Emily, and so the guy next to me goes, that's you. He's the only one that, because we didn't really want anybody to, like, identify us.
Yeah.
So after she finished singing, Emily and I were the only ones that stood up. Because we were used to standing
Yes,
up at that point. We thought everybody was going to stand up, but it was a new song. So
No one recognized it.
So anyway,
Wow.
Emily and I were the only ones standing.
Are you looking around the audience?
Yeah. And then everybody started coming at us even during the show.
Oh, wow.
Like Emily's fans, they were like, excuse me, trying to get through the aisle.
Oh,
Trying to get,
wow.
oh, Emily, can I take a picture with you? And we're like, please, it's still the show.
The show is still going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then after we went back and we met each other, and she's just the most loving person ever. Like, she is, and her daughter's just so amazing. I saw her daughter playing the bass in a show at
her
the
daughter's
public
musician?
theater.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she's very talented. Yeah.
Wow. Kind of like your daughter.
Zoe.
Your daughter's talented.
Yeah.
Now, so again, so you're raising two talented kids. Now, there was, I understand, some type of family meeting when Emily made a real big decision.
Oh, you heard that? Yeah.
About continuing her high school education.
Yeah.
What
Well,
happened there?
Well, she said she wanted to quit school. And I was like, okay, family meeting.
So you just said, okay, family meeting? Like, it wasn't like, no, you're not quitting school?
No, I had a family meeting.
Oh, that's very progressive.
So we went to the neighbor's garden, sat outside. I was like, well, what do you want to do? Because you can't just quit school and not have any plan.
Right. How old was she at that point?
She was 16.
Okay.
And she said, well, I want to do what you want to do. I was like, oh my God, can you do something else?
You didn't want her to go into the business?
I don't know. At that point, I was like, it's exhausting. And Mary and I was divorced, and, we were just...
You guys were divorced at that point?
Yeah, we were divorced
what
in
year
like
did you guys...
94,
94?
95 or something like that.
And so 94...
We were divorced before she quit school.
I gotcha. And so that...
So my career, like with Marion, we worked to have a career. Then after that, I didn't have a career because nobody stuck up for me.
Really?
No, they don't stick up for women when you get a divorce. I was out on my own. I had to find. I didn't have any songs to sing because everything we sang together. I didn't want to sing those songs anymore. So I was like, I gotta write songs.
Okay.
You know.
So this is where you go through, I guess, a rediscovery period.
Yeah. I was like, I have to write songs, and I have to rediscover who I am. And besides, like, just getting, doing something that was the worst thing that you could ever do for a family.
The divorce.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so you found your
was bad.
voice. You found your voice
Yeah,
somehow?
because I was um, always being um, close to music,
Okay.
and I taught myself how to play the piano, and then I started writing music and discovering different, depths of my creativity, which I might not have found if I was still with Marion.
Mm. So
Because
you at that point when you divorced, it's when you're in your 40s or 40?
I was in, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And so it wasn't like probably like most divorces, it wasn't easy.
It was horrible. It was the worst thing. One of the
Yeah.
worst things I've ever done.
Yeah. So it was initiated by which one of you? Was it mutual or
We just cracked.
mm, cracked, meaning what exactly?
We just, I think I might have bossed him out of loving me.
Well,
Honestly,
if we're
I
being
was really
honest,
bossy.
you were really bossy.
Yeah, I was really
Well, you did.
controlling.
You did ask him to marry you, so that
I
was
was bossy.
you were bossy. Okay. All right. So you acknowledge that, you recognize that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think to come to my own defense
Okay.
is that we do that when we feel like we're not that we're in survival mode,
Hmm.
because you feel that it's not if the energy level is higher than the other person, that could be very problematic.
It sure can. Yes.
And if the other person's propelling the whole situation, and the other person's it's against their personality, after a while you just don't want to participate anymore.
And which one were you? The propeller or?
Mm.
And so you're expending a lot of energy, is what you're saying, as the propeller,
Yeah,
I guess.
making things happen all the time.
And that could be exhausting.
Yeah, even though it's like second nature,
Okay.
but it can break things. You know,
Okay.
it's when you're moving together and you're on the same wave, that it creates a synergy.
Yes.
But if one person's, going this way with their energy and the other one is kind of, and it feels, it's that kind of like pull against, the human nature of the two individuals. And then later on, you realize, well, that this is why, because you have totally two different personalities. And love always kind of fools you into thinking that you have I don't know if it was love. That's a whole other subject. But yeah, we kind of just fell apart. So yeah.
Okay.
But that was anytime that anybody falls apart, then you just have to, somehow you have to pick up the pieces. But I always found that music was my salvation.
Your refuge, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a break for about 5-10 minutes?
Okay.
So I want the audience to just continue to hang in there with us. We'll be back in a short period of time. Just remember, as always, to like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more of Kim Kalesti. Welcome back to MyattJazz. We're continuing our conversation with the wonderful Kim Kalesti. And so I hope during the break you remember to like and subscribe to the show, because we'd love to have you listen in as our guests talk about themselves and their music and their life. And so, welcome back, Kim.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. So, just for the record, after you and Marion dissolved the marriage, you guys are still friends. Is that fair?
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So at some point, I think we were talking about your daughter Emily King, decides that she wants to leave school, and you have to have a family meeting.
Yeah, I have a family meeting.
Okay.
And I said, well, she said she wants to quit school, and I said, well, you can't just quit.
Mhm.
You have to have a plan. So what would you like to do? And she said I want to pursue music like you. And I said, well, in order to do that, you have to learn how to play an instrument, and you have to write your own songs, because that's the only way that you're going to make any money. And she said that she would do that. So because I had already learned the business.
Yes.
I was a total resource
Yeah, you
for
were.
my family. From learning everything on my own, from performing, writing,
Right.
Putting a show together and publishing.
And you learned that all on your own.
Yes, all on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew what she needed to do at this point.
Right, right.
And
Now, by the way, was your mother an influence for you in terms of the music business?
Well, she didn't know. Back then it was really hard to know the music business.
Okay.
So there wasn't any. There was maybe one book, and it was like underground.
Okay. Gotcha.
So she didn't. She was kind of like batting zero, because we were just trying to learn the business.
Okay.
And so she just knew that I had a beautiful voice, and she never. She always gave me songs to learn.
Okay.
But other than that, I learned everything on my own. Like, even when I was performing, people from the audience were like, you need to learn how to use your microphone, and
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
those kind of things. And so I learned about performing just by being on stage.
Got it.
And
what about the publishing aspect and writing aspect? Well, how did you learn that you needed to do those things?
I don't know if anybody really actually learns everything about it, because it's kind of tricky about how you're going to get your money, and but I learned that by asking a lot of questions, from people and
other musicians, I take it.
Yeah, other musicians, and I guess like you can be an artist without industry, but then in order to like really get to the next level, you really, I think you still have to have industry, and what that means is to have a team.
Oh, I see. Not necessarily a label, a record label, but a team.
A team.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
That knows how to pursue that, because I learned from having our own label with Mary and I, to being on a label, which was a jazz label, which is not. I mean, I think MRC Phillips is a pretty large label, yet Clive Davis is major, which Emily was on, J Records.
Okay.
So I learned all those things. She did what I asked her to do. The one thing about it is, I think this for young people, if you have someone that knows things, the best thing that you could do is listen to them.
Okay.
But when you're young, you think that you're going to reinvent the wheel.
Yes.
When the wheel's already turning.
Got it.
And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to hop on the wheel with a little bit of expertise behind you from somebody else.
Right. So so Emily listened to you.
Yes.
She didn't try to reinvent the wheel.
Right. That's what she did right.
That's what she did right. Exactly. Yes.
That was the key to her success.
Got it. Sure. Because she wasn't thinking that she knows everything.
Right. She trusted me.
Right.
And I even told her this the other day. I was like, the reason why you're here it was because you did all the work, but you trusted me and you listened to me. Because at that point, I was in my 40s and I had like 30 years of experience in the industry in all kinds of ways.
Right, right.
From being on stage, from all the facets of being a performer.
Yes.
You know.
Okay.
So that's her key to success, is because she listens.
Right. And
she worked hard.
Well, it would seem so. I mean, because she herself has been around. Is it 10 years already?
Yeah. Well, when she first started, I say, you got to write songs. So she started. Well, I got her a guitar teacher. First, I said, choose an instrument. She tried different instruments.
Like what?
She tried the cello, the drums, the clarinet, bass, and the guitar.
Okay.
So she liked the guitar. And so I got her a guitar teacher to come to the house once a week.
Okay.
And so she was learning songs. And then I said, well, like, you start, let's start writing songs.
Now, were you collaborating with her, or just leaving it to her to write her own songs?
No, well, she's actually, like, because I was writing songs, so it was kind of like, when you're around somebody that you kind of subliminally or like learn those,
of course,
learn stuff.
Yep.
And also, just the fact that that she memorized a lot of the Tin Pan Alley songs, which are such well-crafted songs.
Yeah, wow.
You learn by learning those songs.
Yes, yes. So she learned to play those songs? Or
she was
to
playing
sing?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh,
because
wow.
her guitar teacher didn't just, teach her like little songs. He taught her like really cool songs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so then she wrote her first song, Businessman. And I said, at the time I had a home recording studio in my kitchen.
Okay.
So I said, well, write me 10 songs. And then, within that, we would talk about it. Like, I would hear at first when she started writing, we would talk about it like, well, you can think of it this way, and then you can maybe do a bridge, or you can do an interlude, or think of like go forth, or those kind of things. But then she started catching on, and she would write songs and surprise me. I was like, you wrote that? Oh my God! It was like,
yes, yes,
because she was just a natural songwriter then.
Okay.
Like, it just started coming out.
Wow.
So I said, well, write me 10 songs, and I'll get you a gig at the Bitter End.
Did you really say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Write me 10 songs.
And you knew someone at the Bitter End?
Yeah, because I worked there.
So she wrote you 10 songs?
Yeah, and then she demoed some of those on my Pro Tools. I had Pro Tools.
Oh, Pro Tools, yes.
Yeah, a home studio.
Yeah.
In my kitchen, which I did a whole electronic album in the kitchen.
Wow.
For that was another thing that I did. I did house music in France, but that was kind of at the same time. So she wrote me 10 songs, and I got her a gig at the Blue Note. I mean, the Bitter Ends.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, she was cute. It was really good.
Wow.
Like her, yes, she's a really great songwriter. And so then, at the same time, I thought, well, I'm in my 40s. The kids are, like, I was writing, and then it was take your daughter to work day. And so I took her with me to Connecticut to the same studio that we recorded the Inside album.
Okay.
And I had written all this music, playing the piano and singing, and with poetry and everything, right? And so she was there with me in the studio, and I recorded that album. And then I started thinking, like, okay, well, I need representative at ASCAP.
Okay.
So I called them and said, I just did this recording, and Emily's at the same time writing, right?
Okay.
And so I said, well, they said, oh yeah, you need to go to, to see Bill Brown was there at the time. And so I went there, and I played him my music, and he was really impressed. And then I was thinking, I'm 40, I'm finally going to have my career. Yay. because the kids
Yes.
were growing up, and I was like, I've been working all this time, and I'm going to finally have my career. I was excited.
Yes.
And so he liked, so he turned me on to a couple of managers, and they liked it, but they were busy, those kind of things.
Okay.
And then he moved over to publishing at Sony.
Who was this? Bill Brown?
Bill, yeah. He's a really good friend of mine.
Okay.
I mean, he's a really great person. We just, anyway, I'm not going to. So I'm thinking, like, when I play this back, how I'm going to say certain things.
Well,
like in the playback.
Well, you're not being cruel.
But it's just facts.
It is facts, absolutely.
It's just the way it went.
And no one's criticizing or judging.
Okay.
No, we
just
just want the
way it
facts.
went.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He moved on to Sony.
He went on to Sony, and then I went to him, and I asked him to get me, if he knew anybody, because I really wanted a record deal.
Okay.
And he told me I was too old.
Okay.
Which in those days, because that was when the Young Lions started coming on the scene.
Sure.
So they messed up the seniority.
Ah.
You see?
Okay.
Because people that were born in like 1956.
Yeah.
57, 58. It was our turn.
Gotcha.
But then
you had a younger crowd.
Yeah, Columbia Records with George Butler. They created this thing with Roy Hargrove, who was a good friend of mine. The Young Lions, and that threw us out of the water. And then all of a sudden, we were at 40. We were too old.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow, isn't that something?
Yeah. It was like, what happened?
When did that happen? Wow.
What happened to this special moment of my...
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So,
well, he was honest.
He was honest. And, I mean, we talk about it even now, but he's a friend. He's a dear friend.
Yes.
I mean, it was just the way it was. It was the condition of society at the time. That's how it was, remember? And so I said, instead of ruining the relationship, I said, well, I have somebody that I know you're going to like.
Okay.
So I took Emily's demo up to him.
Ah. There you are.
That's when her career started.
There you are. Wow.
So then all the wolves started coming at her. And so I had to put my career on hold so that I could protect her from all these people.
Right.
So we didn't, it was kind of fun because we didn't have a whole lot of money, but everybody was whining and dining us. So we would like go out to really nice restaurants, and then I had a credit card with Lord and Taylor, so we went and bought new clothes.
Wow.
And Chucky Thompson, who did Mary J. Blige, he took us to dinner, and Nona Hendrix, she wanted to work with Emily, and all these amazing people.
There you are, being mom/manager.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure no one takes advantage of.
Yes. And I didn't care if anybody liked me. That was the best thing, because Emily, has a lot of diplomacy.
Okay.
She listens, and she has a lot of diplomacy. Me, I don't care. Like, I'm going to say whatever I want.
Got it.
Like, I'm going to protect her.
Sure.
But
I imagine she got her GED at some point, right?
She did.
Okay.
But I used to, I let her go into the meetings because I wanted her to
experience for herself.
Yeah, so we would practice.
Oh, look
in
at that.
the kitchen.
Coaching.
I'll say, what's the objective? What are you trying to get out of the meeting? And then I said, well, they're going to say this, but what do you want to say? You just keep saying what you want.
I see.
And if they say blah, 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 you say, then you stop and you say, no, they're going to try to make you think about something else.
Right.
What is the objective of the meeting? and she did really well. Like she
Look
was,
at her.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you said she listens.
She
So
listens. She
should
listens.
listen to you.
She listens. She listened.
Wow.
So we went through a lot of, she auditioned for Clive Davis and got on
Mhm.
Shea Records and yeah. And I remember we went to get our because right before that all that was happening,
Mhm.
we went to Chinatown to get a mani-pedi.
Mani-pedi.
Yeah, and then the girl, what was her name? Sorry, I can't remember. She just wrote a Broadway show about the Hell's Kitchen.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
Uh-huh.
She was on the radio, and Emily's like, "I want to be just like Alicia Keys," and I was like, "Don't worry, you're going to be. Everything's going to be fine."
Oh, look at
You know, something like that.
That's nice.
And so when she got signed with J Records, the guy that signed Alicia Keys signed Emily.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. You were right.
Yeah. And so we were rolling,
Uh-huh. But now your career's on hold.
And also I wasn't even spoken about. My talent was not even mentioned at all.
No, at that point, I mean, you already told that you have aged out, so.
That was a spiritual awakening.
I bet it was.
Very spiritual awakening.
So, okay, so Emily's kind of, projecting upwards, right?
Yeah.
And were you still her manager at this point, or still that's
No, I was
the
just
role?
her mom doing
Okay.
the right thing.
Okay.
I never used that title.
Okay.
I was just the mother that made a commitment,
Okay.
to raise the kids as best that I could.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that I didn't need any title or compliments, just doing my job
Right. Gotcha.
as a parent.
So obviously, then you did the same thing with AC, your son.
Yeah, AC, he was, he was, I mean, when he was younger, he was already like a superstar.
Is that
Emily
right?
was very shy.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Who's older?
AC.
Okay.
AC Lincoln.
And so he was already.
He was always already a superstar.
Uh-huh.
Like he was tap dancing, and him and his friend were writing songs and performing when they were in junior high school.
Wow.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was on his,
Uh-huh.
like even people were saying, "Hey, you gotta sign that."
Mm-hmm.
And but things happen. With the divorce, it was really heartbreaking for him.
Sure.
So, yeah, but he was like always performing, and he's an amazing writer.
Is he?
Oh yes.
So he writes his own songs.
He's a composer and arranger.
Oh.
And
boy.
he also came up with a lot of the ideas for my videos,
Oh, really?
and co-produced Reflections with me with the strings, because I wrote a string quartet arrangement for that.
Mm.
So he was there. He's really, really talented.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's kind of like my personality, where I didn't listen to anybody. Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't like Emily.
Right.
I didn't listen
Exactly.
to anybody.
Right.
Yeah, I just did what I wanted, and I didn't
Wow.
want to listen to anybody.
So when did you get into, and you've probably been doing it all your life though, in terms of the poetry? Now, because I understand you're also a poet. You may have even written a book. Do I have all that right?
Yeah, well, I get off on these creative tangents.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And so I was illustrating and writing books about people and about my songs. And so I have 23 of those.
23.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
little books. They're like 7x7,
Okay.
glossy, 20-page each books.
Ah.
And I did those. And then
Where can somebody purchase those somewhere?
Yeah, you can. They're on Blurb. Blurb.com.
Okay.
And then I did 23 poetry videos. They're on YouTube. Because Emily, I borrowed her camera, and then she showed me iMovie. So I went crazy. So I did a lot of poetry videos, and I had shows with that, where they would show one video right after the other. And it's all like in New York and stuff.
And so the poetry, you recite the poetry in in some with some background of the city, I guess. Is
Yeah,
that it?
visuals.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's
And then I
interesting.
was a part of the poetry Bowery Poetry Club,
Hmm.
and I did a lot. I was actually. Um, it was really funny because I was with different groups. I was,
Mhm.
with the jazz group. Some people knew me as a jazz singer, and some people
Yeah.
were like, no, she's not a jazz singer, she's a poet. And then the other was like, no, she has chemistry, the Living Museum. And I had this other group.
Yeah. Now
And
tell me this that I found interesting because I saw that online too. Chemistry, as in your name,
yeah,
Chemistry, the Living Museum. What is that?
well, it was a whole movement that I put together in 2008, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a whole original music, and it was kind of
Your music.
all my music, and it
Okay.
was based on all of the healing and philosophical modalities that I was learning at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put a 2-hour show together, which had a pamphlet, kind of like you have in church, where you can sing along.
Oh yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
then you'd have, I had dancers,
Mm-hmm.
and then improvisation in between every song, and then poets that would come up and recite poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
there was,
what sparked that? The Living Museum. Where did that come from in you?
I don't know, just, it's just like bubbly creativity.
And that's so interesting. And you call it the Living Museum. Why?
Because we're all making history in our lives in 1 minute at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was writing about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that was like really hippie sort of underground,
Uh-huh.
and
I've heard you said you're original hippie or something to that effect. Is that-
yeah,
uh-huh. And so it kind of came, that's like the foundation, I guess.
yeah. It didn't. All the ideas weren't fully developed,
Okay.
because we were supposed to get a bus,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go out and like circuses.
Mm-hmm.
They would go through the town and they would show you a little bit, and then end up somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And then the money that would be coming in,
Mm-hmm.
if another musician that they knew the chemistry book, whatever town it was, they would come and they would spontaneously just start playing along.
Oh.
And then if they needed money, then we would give them some money from the money that we made that night. So it would be kind of like a chemistry bank
Oh, how
movement.
thoughtful is that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was,
And this is in 2008 you're doing
Yeah.
this. How long did it last, or is it still going on?
Well, it's evolved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning where
well-
is it now?
Well, the thing is that it went from like this goddess,
Mm-hmm.
hippie-ish sort of, well, because I even had
Mhm.
palm readers. I had, it was like kind of like putting the circus.
Okay.
And I kind of got inspired by George Clinton too, because his things like that.
Now,
and it was 2 hours, and it was singing alongs, and expressing yourself in the moment, and having essential oils, and
Really?
dancing and veils, and those kind of eccentric
Uh-huh.
sort of ideas. And Emily didn't really like that because she wanted me to be really more sophisticated and
Uh-huh.
proper. So then
Okay.
it evolved into me doing. She said, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
I want to record your choral music, because I wrote a whole
Yes,
choral
I thought that
album."
was so interesting. Again, there's something. This is, I mean, really, you've expanded the definition of an artist, because all of these things are you.
Right.
So how do you even get into choral music? Well, first of all, let the audience know what choral music is.
Okay, choral music is when a lot of people sing together and they have different parts,
Okay.
right? So
So is that
like
like
what you hear at church, or
okay.
the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I was sitting at I was developing my writing style,
Mm-hmm.
and what I did on this one composition was I took the notes and I started adding notes on there to express the emotion of the word
Okay.
of that note.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was like, if, the word if, when
Yes.
it was a note, then I would I would find notes on the piano that would sound like if,
Oh, I see. Okay.
because those combination of notes create an emotion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I did that with every note.
Mm.
And then I started seeing, oh, that could be soprano,
Mm.
alto 1, alto 2, tenor 1, tenor 2, and bass.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, that's choral music,
Oh.
right? And so then I recorded that, because then Emily had a little studio
Mm-hmm.
later, and so I recorded that. And then on top of that, it has an underlying talking part
Mm-hmm.
underneath it, and it was just like startling that I did that.
Yes.
So then I only wrote one choral piece, but then I was going around town telling people that I wrote choral music. Because I did. I wrote that one piece. And then I kept doing it.
So were you getting gigs for choral music? Is that it?
What I did to learn more about it was
Uh-huh.
I was singing with the choir at St. Mark's Church
Okay.
with Gina Otis.
Uh-huh.
And then that year, I went to every church that I could to
Mhm.
hear their music. And that's how I learned.
Oh, okay.
I learned how to write it by singing with the choirs.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because that's how I learned.
Wow. So you joined the choir of various churches?
Yeah, well, no, just St. Mark's.
Oh,
But the
okay.
other churches, I went and I was able to hear them, but I
Oh.
went back and looked at the music.
I see. Okay.
I was like, can I see the music?
Uh-huh.
And I realized like the early writing
Mhm.
of when you transcribe it
Mm-hmm.
looked just like mine.
Mm.
There wasn't any rhythmic notation,
Okay.
but there was just notes, and I was like, okay. And then a friend of mine who was an excellent sight reader, when I started
Mm-hmm.
writing the rhythmic note, trying to do rhythmic notation, which is just math,
Mm-hmm.
because you're just, you're dividing
Okay.
the notes. And I would give him the music and he would sight read it, and then he would show me, like, is that the way you wanted it to sound? And
Yes.
I was like, no. Well, he says, well, then you have to subdivide this note and blah, blah, blah. And it took me a long time to
Okay.
figure that out. Like, subdivide? Oh my God, this is too hard.
You got a
So
lot
what
more
it-
than you bargained for.
Yeah, so what I did is I found this person, and I used to send him a copy of the original music,
Uh-huh.
and then he put it through his computer and he would fix it up for me.
Oh, okay. Computers makes it a lot easier, I guess.
Yeah, so then I was learning more and more about how to write those things.
Interesting.
And then the album is beautiful. I mean, the music is really hard.
So what's the name of the album?
For the Universe.
And where can one find that?
Oh, that's on all of the music sites.
Okay.
I think I have like 80 songs and maybe 4 or 5 thematic albums that I
Really?
wrote.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so this is you post 40, right? I guess creating this.
This is like 40 to 50.
Okay. Wow.
So the Chemistry of the Living Museum is now,
Mm-hmm.
it has choral music in it. So, it's like kind of weaving that in with just a couple of singers
Okay.
that knew how to really sight read. Like, you got to really know how to sight read. And I
Uh-huh.
found a couple of girls.
Now let's be
that
clear.
do
When you
that.
say sight read, what do you mean?
Well, like when you're reading a book,
Mm-hmm.
you know the words.
Yes.
It's the same thing. Like you're taking the music and you're
Okay.
being able to sing it right away because you know how to read it.
Oh, I see. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I'm sorry. Now, and you going to say something?
Yeah. So that Emily and her brother we produced that
Album.
album,
Oh.
and on her record label, Making Music Records.
So Emily has her own label.
Yeah.
She's learning. She's listening. How about that?
So in return, she after all those years,
Yes.
she discover me. Like
Look at that.
she was recording me.
Yes, yes.
And so then we were on a roll about recording me. Yeah.
Wow.
So we recorded that one. And then we recorded Reflections, because I went in and with just piano and voice.
Okay.
And we chose a couple of songs. We chose one song called Reflections. And then I always wanted to write a string arrangement, so I thought, well, I'm doing choral music, I could do a string arrangement. Same thing,
Look at you.
just put the different instrument on
In the
those
place.
voices.
Yeah.
In replace of alto, tenor, and bass, put a violin, viola, cello, and a double bass, and you got a string thing.
Look at that.
So I did that, and then we did the video for that. And then after that, we did Take a Walk with Me, which is a guitar with Saul Rubin and I. It was a song I wrote about, because I was listening to healing modalities from, on podcasts about healing your body and stuff like that. And then after that was my Christmas song, Ringing in the Bells.
Oh.
And so I wrote that song because I used to produce family Christmas shows because I wanted all of us to sing together. So I did like 2 years of Christmas shows.
Really? Where?
With guests.
Where?
We were at St. Patrick's Cathedral, on Mott Street, St. Mark's, and then the Church of the Intercession at the Crypt. And yeah, we did. I had 3 different churches during the Christmas season.
So all 4 of you, Marion, AC, and Emily.
Yeah, and with guests.
And with guests.
Yeah, with other singers too. And then I would recite something, and we'd have, like I wrote a lot of poetry that kind of put things in the mood, and then we'd have like this friend of mine singing opera on the side, and then all of a sudden we'd do this choral thing or whatever. It was nice. I love writing shows.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so we did the Christmas shows for a while, for like 2 seasons or something. And so Ringing in the Bells, yeah. And then Emily's like, well, you should make it really up more, so she was producing it, and I'm like, okay, let me make it look like It's a Wonderful Life, where the little girl is playing the piano, right?
Okay.
And so I wrote it so a little child could play it.
Yes.
Ringing in the bells, chiming the joys of life, ringing in the bells.
That is nice.
Yeah. And so we recorded that in the house when she first moved upstate. And then Jeremy Moe said, oh, I like that. Let me see what I could do with it.
Yes.
And so he was in the studio, and Emily and I were making food and whatever, and we're like, wow, I wonder what Jared's doing. He's been in there a long time. So he says, okay, come in here. And he wrote a whole arrangements on Ringing in the Bells, and it's so beautiful.
So is it on the label? Is it on?
It's on Making Music Records.
Oh.
And then we did a video, and we were like making cookies because we wanted it to look like it was the 1950s.
Okay.
And we were making cookies, and they were sitting and with the dog, and then it was like Ringing in the Bells, and I got a pretty dress, and we went out in the snow and playing in the snow, and Emily did the whole thing, and she edited it, the whole video. She did the whole thing. And so then
you guys are very talented.
Then we put that out. Oops, sorry. And then the next one was Once Again I Fell Back, and that was with Antoine Dry on trumpet.
Now you say you fell back. What do you mean?
Once Again I Fell Back because I went to visit somebody that I just broke up with, thinking that we were still in love. And I wrote that at his place, and it was about that.
Oh, I see.
Once Again I Fell Back, from the promises I made to myself.
Was that the title of the song?
Yeah, Once Again I Fell Back. So then I went to visit my friend Martha Diamond, and on Bowery, and she had these stairs going up, like really wide, amazing stairs, just going up like 3 stories. I was like, okay, that's the video.
Yeah, he's handy. So.
Oh yeah, thanks. I was like, oh yeah, that's the video. So I said, Emily, bring your cell phone. And so I told her what to do.
Yeah.
1 take to the first flight.
Okay.
Stay up. Second take. Moving around there, thinking about what's going on. Okay. 3rd take, going all the way back up. 3rd take, almost thinking about knocking on the door, but not doing it. And then the 5th take, going all the way down, all the way out. Wow. And when I took that video, and I put it on iMovie and put the music on top of it, it fit perfectly the first time. And Emily's like, how did you do that? I said, because I lived it.
Oh.
That's
so it's a true story.
Oh, yeah. Every song that I ever wrote is a true story.
Oh.
I said, because I lived that.
Now, some people, that's interesting, because some people have compared you to Laura Nyro.
Oh, yeah, Laura Nyro.
You've heard this before?
Nyro, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they compare you to her?
Well, I think people really liked her music and thought that she was a good songwriter. She played the piano and sang.
Okay.
I don't think stylistically, because I have, I think my sound is different than hers, but I think because she was a great songwriter, I think people thought that she was a great songwriter.
Right. Gotcha.
They said that about Emily just recently too.
Is that right? Comparing her to Laura Nyro.
Yeah.
Like mother.
And of course I couldn't say anything.
Of course not.
Yeah, because they don't, kids don't like it when you say, well, that would...
Same thing happened to me.
No, they don't like that.
No, they don't. They want their own world.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of songs. And then there was, and then I was at a church on Baxter Street, which is the Italian church. Because at St. Patrick's, when the Irishmen wouldn't let the Italians in there, they built their own church on Baxter and Canal. So I went down there because a friend of mine was hanging out there. Okay. And the archdiocese was not letting them have too many masses, but it was open. Okay. And I noticed that they had a Kawai, really nice black ivory piano. And I was like, is anybody playing that? Wow. And so I got the musical director from St. Patrick's and the archdiocese to give me permission.
Look at you.
To go in there anytime I wanted to. Anytime.
Wait, you had a key?
I didn't have a key, but they were open.
I see.
They were open from like 9 a.m. until like 7 p.m.
Oh, it's a long time.
So I could go in anytime, and I wrote music there.
No
but
kidding.
Also I understood about playing for people that were praying, that they came in to pray. So I was
You were playing while people were praying.
Yes, and they didn't know that I was composing at the same time.
Yes.
So I wrote all this music there.
Oh, so
and so then the guy that got me permission, he said, well, I want to produce some shows here. Would you like to do the musical director? I said, yeah, great. He gave me a little bit of money. And once a month for almost a year, I produced these shows in the church. And it was all my original music based on spirituality.
Interesting.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
So I went in the studio with that project, and that's called Live from My Mind. It's 20 songs. And I went in to the studio with my notebook because I like to have everything exactly organized. Okay. And I played the song one right after the other, one time. 20 songs. Wow. And that was the album.
That was it?
That was the album, Live from My Mind.
Wow. And so where can someone find that?
That's on all music platforms.
Oh, okay.
And then again, during the Me Too thing, I wrote 20 songs
Mm-hmm.
based on the theme of the guy, the Me Too guy,
Mm-hmm.
apologizing and the pain that he caused
Mm-hmm.
his loved ones. And so that was another album that I did,
Mm.
and that's called Digging the Dirt.
Mm.
So I did those.
Wow. Now, so what inspired those two? I mean, one was you in the church setting, right?
Right. It was just because it was the environment. You know,
Okay.
you're always like accumulating information from the moment that you're in.
Well, that's how we opened the show with you saying
Yeah.
that very thing. So that's the moment. I guess the Me Too movement was
Yeah.
was the moment that you were in. So you're writing songs related to that.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I have a son,
Okay.
and
yes.
we have loved ones, male loved ones that are amazing.
Yes.
But I can see why, you know, like there's a situation
Mm-hmm.
that perhaps, well, not in rebellion and not legally,
Okay.
but in spiritually, there's a moment
Mm-hmm.
when you can ask for forgiveness,
Mm.
right? And
That's
that you
true.
can turn things around,
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
spiritually.
Spiritually,
I mean,
right.
not all the legal stuff. and
Right. Right.
everything.
That's different. That's
Oh,
always
yeah.
different. Yeah.
That's all totally
Right,
different.
right.
And just the abuse, and that's
Right.
a whole different thing.
Yes.
I'm just talking about the urgency to want to do better
Mm-hmm.
in your life and to ask for forgiveness. And that's what
Sure.
that album's about.
Mm.
So I wrote 20 songs, and I called it Dig in the Dirt.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Yeah, dig in the dirt.
The title seems to fit.
You know, like,
Mhm.
what is it? What does that mean? Dig in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote a whole album during the pandemic called, those are all songs about when there are no words to describe a feeling, not a single word fits. You know, those kind of songs.
Yeah.
So I wrote the whole album. I recorded that in
Oof.
the apartment.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's called New Worlds Became Me.
Mm.
New Worlds Became Me.
Mm-hmm. Nice title.
Yeah. And then I got recognized by Jake Sinclair from the internet. And he
just found you?
He DM'd me and said, "Oh, you know, have you recorded All My Life and or City Cave Dwellers?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, he says, "I'm a producer from California." And I was like, "Okay, well, you know, what have you done? You know, like, I'll look you up."
Right. Right.
And so he sent me these clips of him. He was very gracious, and he said, "Yeah, well, I'm a producer. I produced Panic at the Disco, Weezers, and Pink, and all these like famous people."
Right. Right.
And I was like, "Okay, here you go again," you know, not knowing anybody.
Yes.
And he goes, "Well, I would really be interested in meeting you to produce your music."
Oh, is this recent?
That was on Alex's 40th birthday. A year ago,
Okay.
January the 11th, I know, because it was his birthday. And we had dinner, we had lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and we hit it off. And then he produced 3 of my songs that I wrote, and I co-wrote one with him,
Okay.
two with him. So we did All My Life, you know the song? All my life, I didn't know what I was doing all my life.
Yes.
And with each day I would be living out my life. I would be traveling on a feeling all my life. I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow, that sounds beautiful.
And he did that song, and we did Whenever You're Around Me, and then City Cave Dwellers. And I put those out individually because, you know, he said I could do with whatever I wanted with them.
Okay.
And he highly produced them. I mean, he did all of the production, and he's a brilliant.
Wow. Now, was he
genius.
struck by your voice? Was that what?
He liked my voice. you know where he discovered me?
No.
Humans of New York. It's an Instagram account.
Really?
Because I was sitting up.
Humans of New York.
Yeah, I was sitting on. Thank you. Sorry, I was sitting on the stoop of the St. Patrick's, and I always dress up.
Okay.
So he come over to me. He say, Brandon. He said, "Can I take your picture?" And I was like, "Okay. Well, what for?" Because
right.
well, I have this Instagram account called Humans in New York,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Okay." And we were talking shit, you know, because I love talking.
Right.
So we were just talking about life and everything.
Yes.
And he goes, "Can I interview you?" And I was like, "Okay, you know, whatever."
Uh-huh.
And so he says, "Well, it's going to, you know, it'll come out, but I'll let you know before." And he called me like maybe 3 or 4 weeks later. And he said, I'm gonna put it out today, but I want to get your permission to make sure that everything that I wrote about you in your interview, that was good.
Yeah.
And so I said, yeah, I proved it. And so that day I went to the mountains where there's no internet service.
Yes.
So it came out on what is that? Not Labor Day, but the one in May.
Memorial Day?
Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day. And so we were at the barbecue with my friends, and then we started descending, and my phone was popping off.
Whoa.
I went viral.
Whoa. Look at you. You went viral.
I went viral.
Kim Kalesti goes viral.
I was popping off. Ding, 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 ding. And it was like, you know, and I was like, what the hell? People like, because he didn't mention my name.
Oh.
But people were like, "That's Emily King's mom."
Got it.
And they're like, "Oh my God, yeah, she sings." Blah blah blah. And then some people were like, "Oh yeah, she needs to get discovered because you know because in my interview I was saying about how you make up stories based on how it's going to get us through life."
Yes.
And what was my story? And I felt like, you know, and I felt like my kids, that the one thing that I would really like is like to be able to sing for large audiences like my kids, you know, because they're doing really well in their careers. And that was like one thing, and you know, like being really honest.
Sure.
And I got like 40 or 50 portrait commissions from that.
From that?
Know? Yeah. And
wow.
And then that's when Jake saw me. Because Brandon had found him, the guy that has the Instagram account.
Yeah.
He found him after me. So he kept looking on Humans in New York to see if his thing was going to come up. And then he saw mine. He was like, I think I could help this woman.
Look at that.
So that's when he contacted me. We did those songs. And that was over the last year. And we released the last one, May the 7th, which was All My Life.
Yes.
And then August the 29th, we just went into the studio with him because he said he wanted to be in my band. I was like, are you kidding me? Playing the bass with Olive Faber, who's a rock drummer from Sunflower Bean and her own band. And we recorded 12 songs all in one session, in an 8-hour session with me at the piano.
Look at that.
So that's all of the recording history so far.
Wow. So is there any truth to when people call you a visionary? Would you agree with that assessment?
Well, I think I will accept that. And also say that I think everybody's a visionary.
Why do you say that?
Because the visionary person can see into the future, right? Isn't that pretty much what it means?
Oh, right. You can see certainly far ahead.
You can see
yes.
far ahead. And we're all made up the same. Okay. It just depends on who accepts the fact that it is. And even when you're walking down the street, you have a vision of where you're going.
Okay. Yeah.
and what you're going to do.
When you get there.
Right.
Right.
And what you're going to do and how you're going to get there and what it looks like.
Right. So that's you're projecting in the future of what kind of having an image of what what is going to look like and what you hope it will look like.
Yes.
Is that fair? Right.
Yes, and that's based on our intuition and the fact that everybody has these psychic abilities. You know, they're clairsentient or clairvoyant or and everybody has those.
Right.
It's just that some people won't identify with that.
Okay.
And the proof of being a visionary is making something in the material world, right? So if I didn't make all those songs and paint, could I prove that I am a visionary? Unless the conversation allowed you to believe that.
So would you say all of your, I'm going to say art, whether it's music, jazz, painting, poetry, is that all, does it express Kim Kalesti? Is that all of your emotion, struggles, all of that is in all of that?
Yes.
Very
much. Yeah, because I wouldn't be able to write. Like, I've never written, if I've tried, you know, like I've succeeded in doing it, but I don't do it as much as like, I asked a couple of people, they wanted me to write songs for them. And so sometimes I'll ask for the recipe. Meaning what the rhythm is and what the subject.
Okay.
And, you know, what flavor it is and what's the texture and stuff like that. And I can do that, but mostly I just, I write about my own observations and my feelings. Like if you did something to me, I would write a song about it and send it to you.
And send it to me.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll be something good.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna write a song about being interviewed.
Right. Well, it sounds like with all of your, I'm going to say talent, it sounds like you read a lot. Do you?
I read into things, but I mean, my eyes are a little blurry. So I don't read as much as I probably would like to.
You probably take it in other ways then, I guess, rather than perhaps from a book. You just take in the world.
Yeah, I think
right?
that's you know, you accumulate these survival ways of looking at things that become tools, and just to see and be observer of life and emotions and philosophy and you know and people, like they're the biggest teachers,
no question,
right? And to take responsibility, you know, for your actions and why you did that and how you feel about it and what you're going to do to make it better or to exterminate.
Right.
You know, those kind of things.
Some people don't have that kind of reflective awareness, if you will, in terms of looking at themselves and seeing what they could do to make themselves better.
Yeah.
Some people do that. Some people don't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes some getting used to. Like if you're not used to taking the responsibility,
right,
it could be difficult at first. But the more you do it, like anything, it becomes easier, and you see how much more you can get out of life and your relationships by doing that.
Right. Well, it seems like you're really enjoying life. I mean, because let's see, your mother's 90, so that must you're like 70 now.
I'm 68.
Oh, you're 68. Yeah. You're a youngster. So you must be. I mean, you just seem like you're enjoying life, and you have so much. I don't know. Seem like you're just enjoying it. Do I have that right?
I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the joy and the pain and the and all of what it offers. There's so much that we have to still learn, even at any age.
Right.
Right. It's just ongoing emotional charging and recharging, challenging.
Okay.
And also, like, if you really want to live, you're going to engage in relationships and new ideas, and some things work out and some things don't. And I think that's what I really like about being an independent artist, is I don't have anybody telling me what to do.
Right.
And that's why I didn't join the industry.
I see.
And I actually had several chances, to do that, but I just don't see how I would fit in to somebody telling or criticizing work based on what they thought I should be doing.
Got it.
And I think that's the rebellious personality that's serving me.
Okay.
Instead of taking away like it used to when I was younger, like not listening.
Yes. Okay.
But not listening right now, even though I'm listening, I'm taking into consideration. But when I was younger, I wasn't considering anything.
Right.
But now, as a supposedly mature woman, I can consider it, but I could also say no.
Right. So you have this, you indicated you don't like to be pegged, but
No.
But as a young artist, were you willing to be pegged, or even as a young artist, you weren't willing to be pegged?
Well, I was just still learning about how that works.
Okay. So,
And what and how it would benefit you, whether or not.
or not. Right. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And then as you became obviously more mature, you began to see what it looked like, what being pegged actually looked like.
Right.
So it seems that what you're saying, to be pegged, is like it suppresses your creativity.
It does. And the possibilities for you to stretch it out, to go in different directions.
Right.
To try new things.
Sure. Because if I say, okay, if the audience wanted to go and come and see you, are they going to a jazz club? Are they going to a poetry? Are they going to the church? I mean, where can one see Kim Kalesti?
Well, first you'd have to follow me on Instagram.
Well, we'd have to have your handle, which is
at Kim Kalesti. KimKalesti.
Okay, so that's first things first. We have to follow you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're in once we follow you, we're in a treat for whatever, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm treating my Instagram as a memorial to myself. I'm not putting things on there to get likes right now.
Okay, sure.
I'm thinking about the future of my legacy.
Okay.
My legacy is on the internet. It's allowing me to be a self-sustaining artist. That means in 100 years, people can know who I am.
Right, they'll be able to see it. Yes.
They'll see me.
Right.
That's why I put so many pictures of myself, because it defines that time in my life, what I looked like, what I was saying, what I was doing, and the vignettes, the video vignettes.
Yes.
That's not an ego trip. It's small little films, vignettes of what I've learned.
Right.
It's
at that moment,
in
right?
That moment in time, right? Yeah.
Wow, how interesting.
So when you go through, I use it as my portfolio and my memorial to myself.
Wow, that's an interesting way of looking at it. So it's not, you're not just taking selfies
No.
for the sake of, you're kind of documenting your life, your own document.
Exactly.
Documentary.
And I want, as an older woman, with gray hair,
Sure.
we both are redefining what it means. And all those other wonderful women and men out there are redefining what it means to get older, and that you don't have to, like the social conditioning is kind of being erased because there was so much of it. We were inundated with this brainwashing social conditioning based on the Puritan society, And
what is the brainwashing? What is that?
Oh, just like for instance, like in a relationship,
Okay.
then this is the one that I'm still confused about,
Mm-hmm.
is that not to be an ownership relationship.
What is that now?
Well, like taking a vow,
Okay.
having a contract,
Okay.
you know, not seeing other people when
Okay.
you're with each other.
Okay.
Those kind of
So that's the
relationship.
more traditional ones.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
what you
like
mean? Uh-huh.
yeah, and so like when you fall in love, what does that look like? Are you supposed to own that person? Are they doing what you say? Or, those kind of old ideas,
I see.
old-fashioned ideas.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to erase that myself, because like I don't right now. I mean, I've had a lot of like one-on-one relationships, and I was becoming that person. And that's how I know that
You were becoming the person to
that I'm
kind of own a person.
Yes.
Possess a person.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The ownership relationship. Where
And so you've moved away from that thinking.
I'm trying.
Or trying to.
I mean, it's deep.
Yes.
That's deep.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
Yes.
That's why I don't have a relationship. And if I have a relationship, I want to know what unconditional love is. Like for me, like there's people in my life that I love, but they're with somebody else. But I can love them, and we can still love each other.
Right.
Right, and it's perfectly fine, and it's a beautiful, pure love, and those are the kind of social conditions that I'm talking about.
I see.
Like relationships or vocations. What you have to do.
Okay. Yes.
Right. How you have to think, and stuff like that.
So that's right. You're trying to move away from that kind of, I don't know, lock or box or something like that.
Yeah, I just want to see some new ideas.
Right. Right.
Don't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that actually Clark Terry at some point gave you some words of wisdom. I think he told you to imitate. Forgot the second one. Assimilate. And the last one was innovate. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
you did your homework.
Yes. So those are words to live by, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it looks like, and listen, it looks like you have absolutely done it.
Well, I'm
trying. You're doing it because
I'm trying. I'm still in the mix.
Well, you're honest enough to say that you're trying.
I'm not.
You're not. It sounds like you're saying you're not a finished product.
I'm not.
Would that be fair?
Yeah, I'm not a finished product, and I'm not. The only way that I could define myself is just being the most authentic me,
Right.
which is very emotional.
Yes.
Yet fun, quirky, and striking.
Okay.
With words. And forgiving. But absolutely not perfect.
Right. Well, here's a news flash. None of us are perfect.
Right.
None of us are perfect. So I don't. I mean, you've talked a great deal about a lot of things, and I think you may have mentioned. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is music? I know you said it's your refuge. Is it like therapy?
It is.
It is.
It's absolutely therapy. I don't know if I would be okay mentally without having my muse.
Yes.
And the ability to express my feelings, because I have so many feelings.
Right.
So deep of feelings.
Wow.
And
you must feel a lot of things.
I do.
Yeah. That's hard. I imagine that's hard to do because you feel deeply.
I feel deeply, yeah. But I can also hook up to the ethereal magic of the universe with my feelings, because it makes my heart throb so big that I can connect with each and every one of these living life forces.
Yes, yes.
And
And that may put some people off if they don't understand it, but it doesn't sound like you care.
you know, I can't be responsible for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I could just be me.
Right.
And if I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
understand where you're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
but it's okay.
Right.
It really is okay. It's great being in the 60s. Like I'm sure the 70s, hopefully I'll make it to the 70s, but you know how
Right.
it feels
Yes.
where you just feel so comfortable with yourself.
Well, also, it's not. It's your first time being in your 60s. You never. I mean, you haven't done it before, so it's not a script that's written, and it's an individual thing. It's not everyone in their 60s is not the same. So, but it's all new to us.
Yes.
If this is like you said, you won't know how you're going to be in your 70s because you haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
I mean, you kind of look at people who are in that age group and kind of get a sense of what it may be like, but it's still not the same thing as being there.
Yeah. And also perhaps, it's a calendar time.
What do you
but
mean?
that
Calendar.
because the time is based on the calendar.
Okay.
But within yourself,
Yes.
you're not changing.
Got it. Okay.
Like it's not like
Right.
I just say 68 because it's the Gregorian
Right,
or
right,
whatever
right.
calendar, right?
Yes,
But I
yes.
got my own calendar.
Right. Right. So
yeah.
that's when people say, "Well, I don't know what I look like, but I don't feel that age." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and also our essence is our essence. No matter. I mean, think if we didn't know how to count, it would just be essence.
That's true. We wouldn't know age. It wouldn't be a number. It wouldn't be anything. It would just you'd be kind of growing, or you'd just be aging without a number. That's essentially would be it.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, and you would just feel that the whole pulsation of your body, everything's pulsating.
Right.
Right? They use that word for heart rate and blood pressure and
Sure.
all kind of breathing and eyes pulsating.
Yes.
But the whole pulsating of your being is what matters, right? And
Right.
and then what you're putting into creating the dynamics of your pulsation of your body.
Right.
And the best thought is no thought.
Oh, you sound so philosophical.
I know. My friend says, you get deep so fast.
So fast.
I'm like, I don't even know I'm doing that. I'm just sorry.
No, you
like
don't have to apologize. No, you don't have to apologize.
Oh, okay.
Well, listen, I have one final question for you, which is, how would you like to be remembered?
I like to be remembered as a happy person that laughs a lot,
Okay.
that had her best intentions to give joy and to understand tears.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. It's
Oh.
been such a pleasure. It's really been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
and a joy just to sit and listen to you and learn about your life and your creative process.
Oh, thank you.
And it's really, I mean, 68's a young age, and God willing, there's more years to come and more creative processes from you. And look forward to following you on Instagram, so we can see more of you.
And thank you so much. I mean, they say the most precious thing is when somebody listens, and you're the most precious to me
That's
for listening to my story.
Wow, thank you so much.
Of course, like
Oh.
like I don't really mostly like when I go to parties and everything. I don't talk about myself. I don't think it's like. I'd rather talk about like creative things, or have a creative conversation, or talk about aliens or something interesting. But when you do sit down and you have someone as precious and amazing as you are, and that you're really listening to me, it's just it means so much.
Wow. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for that. So we're going to say goodnight to the audience. Thank you as always for joining us here at MyattJazz. We look forward to seeing you at the next episode. Again, we thank Kim Kalesti for joining us this evening. And always remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.